Happy winter solstice, everyone. I hope you've all been having a really beautiful day today. I'm going to start by shuffling the Energy Oracle Cards deck for this reading. I've taken a few days off from posting readings because I have been a bit sick with a cold and trying to give my voice time to fully recover. So if my voice is still cracking a little bit in this reading, please forgive that. I really just wanted to bring through a message for twin flames who tune into this channel for the winter solstice, because I know that this date 12/21/21 holds really significant energy, and I've felt a bit of a shift within myself and my own life. So I really wanted to see if I could channel any messages for our beautiful collective here. If you would like me to channel specifically for you and your situation, be sure to like this video and also double check that you are subscribed, because by liking and subscribing, you are virtually transmitting your energy to me, and I'm able to pick up on that energy regardless of when or where you are watching this video. Whoa, okay. So one card to come flying out of the deck right away is a card we've actually been seeing a lot in recent readings. This is the Financial Constraints card in the upright position. I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit from this card. So I'm kind of skimming ahead in the guidebook here to see if I can channel a message for us. And the line that really stood out to me is, there's a big difference between what you need and what you want. And somehow this instantly connected me in with the Divine Feminine in the Twin Flame Collective, because I feel that a Divine Feminine is going to connect with this message in regards to the masculine, in the sense that, and I'm just getting a wave of chills as I'm even speaking about this, but I feel that there is a Divine Feminine listening who wants something with her divine masculine at this time in the physical 3D world. However, that situation, if it were to manifest right now in the physical, wouldn't actually be meeting her needs. Now, I know that sounds really strange. I also heard divine intervention. So this could be a divine feminine who kind of has this fantasy, this daydream of how she wants things to work out right now in the physical with the divine masculine, or even in the recent past. However, I'm hearing where the masculine is in this person's situation right now. I feel there was some kind of divine intervention in this situation to keep this daydream, this fantasy from happening immediately, because in some sense, this masculine wasn't ready to provide for the divine feminine in this situation what she needed and what she deserved. And there was actually a mutual awareness of this on a very deeply unconscious, almost like a soul level. It's strange because the message I'm getting is, not only was the divine feminine subconsciously aware that this masculine in his current state wouldn't be able to fully meet her needs or give her what she fully desired and deserved at this time in the physical, but I feel even the masculine himself had this feeling of unpreparedness or unworthiness that actually could have caused him to push her away in the physical world as well. Now, of course, as I'm speaking about this dynamic, I am not speaking about every single twin flame who will hear this video. I will be channeling many different messages for many different specific people throughout this reading, so only take it as it resonates with you. But I do feel for whoever I'm speaking to here, there is another message from the guidebook. This card is telling you to take care of your needs and bide your time. Things will get better. Now, for some of you, I'm hearing for a small percentage of you, this card may also connect very literally, specifically to financial concerns when it comes to money. However, I don't feel that that will necessarily apply to everyone. For most, I feel this will resonate more in terms of this disconnect, almost like a metaphorical constraint, as this card says financial constraints. But here for most, I'm almost sensing this kind of metaphorical constraint that someone is sensing in the physical within their twin flame connection, almost like a prevention, like being prevented from fully being together in the physical in the way that in their daydreams and fantasies they may want to be together. Because of this, I'm hearing both unpreparedness and feelings of unworthiness coming from the masculine. I heard prepare and absence. It's almost like this masculine has this unconscious sense that he has to heal himself, shift himself, prepare himself in the absence of the divine feminine in the physical. With rest and rejuvenation reversed, I instantly saw 3 a.m. in my mind, so that might connect with someone, but I'm seeing an individual waking up at random times throughout the night, potentially finding it really hard to sleep. I heard sleep aid. So there could be someone who has even been taking some kind of medication for sleeping. I heard trying to drown it out. Drown what out? What is this person I'm connecting with trying to drown out? So I'm getting some clarification on what someone here who is feeling sleepless is struggling with or trying to drown out, or what is keeping them awake. What is keeping this person awake? Okay, so for sure, I'm picking up on a divine masculine who is kept awake by feelings of unworthiness of love. The Angel of Love card reversed came out here, which I usually connect this card with unconditional love. And I hear a divine feminine saying, the love I can't give you, but I want to give you. I almost feel like there's a divine feminine who has this feeling of, I often describe this as, within twin flame connection, almost like this powerful stream of love energy that is naturally flowing between twin flames all the time, that is energetically bonding them, connecting with them. And whenever we try to artificially block off or cut off that flow, it's kind of like putting a dam in a river. And that so-called, or kind of a block, causes us to build up this energetic pressure that can actually cause us to feel really intensely upset, emotional, kind of this jarring feeling like something is really wrong or off. But what we're really feeling is this love energy trying to flow within us, but then coming up against these walls or blocks. And I'm mentioning this because I almost feel like there's a divine feminine who is almost intentionally trying to hold herself back, but it almost feels like artificial. I'm not even talking about the way she's communicating with the masculine. I mean within her own mind. It's almost like she's trying to force herself within her own mind, within her own emotions, not to feel this powerful, intense love energy that she feels for the divine masculine, because I hear her saying it's hopeless. I don't really know what to do with this situation. And I feel this could tie back to a masculine being unprepared, not yet being able to give this divine feminine in the physical what she desires and deserves. So I'm hearing some kind of message here of part of what could be keeping a divine feminine awake is trying to fight her own energetic experience, her own emotional experience, or make it into something else, because she doesn't know where things are going to go. She doesn't know the outcome that is going to flow from that emotional state. I know I'm speaking very abstract here, but I also feel this will connect with someone in a significant way. I feel like there's a divine feminine who it's and again, this isn't about what she's doing or not doing with the divine masculine in the physical, how she's communicating with him. This is about her acknowledging and accepting, validating her own energetic and emotional experiences when it comes to the divine masculine. I'm also hearing there could be people around her who just being around them, or maybe it's something that they're saying, is causing her to doubt what she feels or what she knows about her twin flame connection or her divine masculine, almost confusing her or throwing her into a fog within her own mind. So this could also be playing into it for some divine feminine, especially around the holidays, because many of us are around more family members and people that we may be very emotionally or energetically tied in with, but not physically present with necessarily all the time. Man holding a heart in the upright position. This is so funny. So Angel of Love reversed, again, just to recap, we're talking about what is keeping this divine masculine and divine feminine awake at night. Angel of Love reversed, it's like the mirror effect here is that there's a divine masculine kept awake because he feels unworthy of love from his divine feminine. I'm almost hearing like guilt or regret could be keeping him awake. Whereas the mirror of that is there's a divine feminine who is trying not to feel this intense love she has for the divine masculine, because I hear her saying, I don't really know how this is or can play out in the physical. I hear her saying, this is hopeless. I want to just move on. I want to force myself to feel differently. And of course, we can't stuff down what we are emotionally feeling. Yes, we can make choices as to how we act or react in the physical, whether we communicate or don't communicate. We can set those boundaries and do those things. And I'm not speaking to that. I just feel that there's a divine feminine almost trying to make herself not love or not feel the way she feels for the divine masculine because of this fear that is there of how are things going to, I heard reconcile, how are things going to work out? Now with man holding a heart in the upright position, I was saying this is funny because similarly with this card, I'm also seeing this mirror effect here. It's like I see very clearly a divine masculine who part of the reason he's awake because not only does he feel this unworthiness of love and potentially this guilt or regret when it comes to the feminine, but at the same time, he feels this very strong awareness like my heart is only for you, regardless of how I have behaved or how I am behaving. I'm realizing I'm heard single-minded, that I'm very single-minded when it comes to you, divine feminine. The man in this picture is just like holding this heart. And when it comes to the divine masculine, I see him literally just handing his whole heart to her or wanting to do that. But again, I'm seeing these constraints come up again. It's like there's something holding him back from fully potentially giving his heart in the physical sense of the word. So I do want to get into that in a minute. But then on the other side of this, I see a divine feminine again struggling with those feelings of you have my heart, divine masculine. You've always had my heart. And that is actually what makes this so difficult. I hear her saying it's why I sometimes feel so in pain or so confused emotionally because I'm trying not to feel this way about you. I'm trying to stuff down these feelings of love, affection, emotion because I'm not sure what to do with them. For many divine feminines, I see her trying to hold a boundary when it comes to the physical communication, interaction with the divine masculine in the physical. And she thinks, feeling this love emotion just makes that all the more difficult. So she is thinking at times the answer must be to force myself. I keep hearing like force myself to love someone else or to be with someone else. So I know that won't resonate with everyone, but I almost feel a divine feminine trying to project her feelings of love for the masculine on other very shallow, very 3D connections. I heard it as a distraction. Just to try to distract from the pain again she's feeling from trying to restrict, constrict, or hold back these feelings of love for the divine masculine, her true divine masculine twin flame. I am going to reshuffle the cards here and get into, on a deeper level, what is going on with this divine masculine at this time, because I am sensing this internal confliction, this feeling of divine feminine, only you have my heart, but also this constriction of sorts, feeling restricted, feeling held back. So what is going on right now with the divine masculine in the physical 3D worlds? Victory in the reversed position. I instantly heard, I feel defeated, or I feel like I failed. Specifically, I feel like I failed you, divine feminine, is what I hear this masculine saying. By the way, I do try to mention this at some point through every reading, but when I refer to the divine masculine and divine feminine, or use the pronouns he, him, or she, her, remember that the masculine or the feminine are just energies. They are not tied to any kind of biology or gender or anything like that. So we actually each have a balance of these energies within us, and so does our twin flame. We just label ourselves as the dominant energy that we feel within us. So why is this divine masculine feeling defeated or feeling like he failed? Happy family in the reverse position. I'm hearing him say, because you, Divine Feminine, wanted this commitment or this structure. I see the happy family card is just indicating some kind of structure to this romance in the physical world. Some kind of deepening of the connection. I heard labeling of the connection. Something that the Divine Feminine would have perceived as a kind of movement forward between them in the physical. And I'm hearing this Divine Masculine was resistant to this and has a lot of regret about this situation. But oddly enough, in spite of this regret, I also feel that a part of him still doesn't feel ready to offer this. I heard healing. So there could still be some healing that is taking place within him that is actually subconsciously, unconsciously, or energetically, however you want to think about it, preventing him from, well, at a basic level, giving this Divine Feminine what she wants or wanted in the physical world. Third chakra in the reverse position. I heard there's a Divine Masculine who's taken some kind of a blow to his confidence. So this could literally be because the Divine Feminine either left, separated in the physical, or set up some kind of new boundaries in the physical world. I heard ego death, healing and separation. These are the kinds of things I'm hearing for this Divine Masculine. For some reason, I'm picking up on a masculine who kind of had this artificial projected confidence, almost something that could have manifested as what we would label as pride. It could have even looked like arrogance at some point in time. But really, it was just an overcompensation in the solar plexus for this masculine. The solar plexus is connected with our confidence, our strong sense of self. And I feel that the masculine I'm picking up on right now has always had a very weak solar plexus energy. And by always, I mean probably since childhood. I feel that there was some wound in his solar plexus energy, in his confidence because of his upbringing or in school or at some point in a young age. And so I feel this masculine projected this kind of false confidence. But I heard playing a part, playing a role. This wasn't who he really was. I feel the Divine Feminine could always see right through this false projection of confidence. And I feel that when the Divine Feminine, if this is your situation, when she did either separate physically or simply choose herself in the physical world, choose to rise in her own power, even if that meant the appearance in the physical of leaving him behind. Of course, there is no leaving behind within twin flame connection. I'm speaking from a very ego-based 3D perspective here. But I do feel there was something the feminine did or said or behaved, something that happened in the physical that actually caused this masculine's false sense of confidence to kind of crumble. It needed to come down. That's what I hear Spirit saying here, like let it all come crashing down. I feel this was almost like an ego death experience for this masculine. And the reason this was necessary is because through this deconstruction of his false projection of confidence or pride, he is now actually able to see the weakness in his solar plexus energy, his confidence, his sense of self that needs to be healed. This could be happening on a very unconscious, energetic level, but I'm just hearing like now the healing can begin in earnest for him in a way that couldn't have happened before. Because that false confidence in the situation before was almost like a cover-up, like a band-aid, preventing the deeper wound from really being healed, but always kind of covering it, keeping it out of sight, making it look nice when really it was very unhealed beneath the surface. I know these messages won't be for everyone, so only take what resonates, but I really hope some of this is connecting with some of you. So now I want to turn over to the Divine Feminine. The name Jeff, the word bicycle came out in the Love Word Scramble. For those of you who are new, the Love Word Scramble is just random words, although of course I don't believe in random. These are really channeled words that will connect with specific people in certain ways. I heard cyclist, so someone's person could be a cyclist. So what is going on with the Divine Feminine in the physical 3D worlds? Let me take a sip of my tea here. As you guys can hear, my voice is breaking again. Okay, so how is the Divine Feminine feeling right now? Interesting. The broken heart card came out, and the first time I saw it as it flew out, it was upright, but when it fell, it was actually in the reverse. So ironically, I'm getting a lot of irony kind of energy from this card, ironic energy in the sense that I feel the way this card landed is metaphoric. It's meant to indicate that a broken-hearted situation actually led to a deeper healing of the heart. And when I talk about the heart here, I'm talking about the heart energy, the heart chakra energy, a clearing out of the heart space. I heard very ancient wounds held in the heart space are being surfaced and cleared out in ways that perhaps the divine feminine in her physical 3D form, from her 3D perspective, would have looked at and thought, why did this have to happen? They would have looked chaotic, confusing, nonsensical to her. But really, these situations were actually called to her by her higher self to allow for this temporary increased brokenheartedness on the surface, so that this deeper level energetic heart chakra healing could take place through this temporary brokenheartedness in the physical. I know that is such a complex message, but I also know that someone really needed to hear that right now. I want to know what is being cleared out from the heart space of the divine feminine. The words Bill, nature, and sky came out. With nature and sky, I feel the divine feminine could really be feeling called lately to spend a lot of time grounding herself in the physical world, going outside. I see someone hiking through the woods, going out into nature. And if you're feeling guided to do this, you need to know that this is really a call from your higher self to, I'm hearing, get back to your roots, in the sense of clear your energy from all of these artificial kind of chaotic energies and get back to the core of yourself. And being out in nature can really help you do that, because nature carries a very harmonious frequency that essentially can retune your own energetic frequency. It's kind of like how when you spend a lot of time outside and sometimes you come inside and almost feel this like buzzing feeling around your energy. And this is really because being out in nature, immersing yourself in these pure energetic frequencies of nature, is actually literally retuning the frequency of your body. This is also the purpose of the subliminal meditations that I create on my website, soundandsoulful.com. I know that many of you are members on this site, and I am so grateful to you for both supporting my work in this way, but also for sharing so many of your incredible results and positive shifts you've experienced from listening to the subliminals I've created. For those of you who don't know, subliminals are meditation tracks. The ones I create also contain binaural beat frequencies, which again, just like the frequency of nature, are meant to help you retune the frequency of your own energy body, to magnetize yourself for the states you want to be in emotionally, for the things you want to attract in your life. I personally started meditating with a 7-chakra clearing subliminal I created over a year ago now, and in the last year, my life has transformed more radically than any other year in my life. And I truly do believe it's because the subliminal I've created contains affirmations that are really targeted to the subconscious levels of your mind, which is really 95% of the mind. So through listening to subliminals, you can really reprogram not only your energy field, but also the deeper levels of your subconscious. So I will leave a link to my website in the description box and pinned comment if you'd like to explore more about it. I've created over 100 subliminals on this website, and you can try it out completely free for 7 days by creating a free trial account on my website. And again, that is soundandsoulful.com. As I was talking and shuffling here, the patience card reversed and the financial constraints card reversed came out here as well. I heard breaking free. I also heard impatient with the process of breaking free. I just saw the number 2525, if that's significant to anyone. Root chakra in the reverse position. This is a really interesting energy. I'm just taking a moment here to soak it in and read it and hopefully translate it the right way for those of you who are listening. But what I'm really getting first with patience in reverse, of course, this card has been coming out a lot for the Divine Feminine because the Divine Feminine tends to be more of a fast moving energy as opposed to the Divine Masculine, which is much slower moving. This is because the Divine Feminine comes in with a stronger spiritual awareness of both herself and the connection. That is why sometimes she is labeled as the spiritual twin, whereas the Divine Masculine focuses more so on really entrenching himself in the physical matrix, meaning he's more focused on the physical, the structures of this world, society, in order to transmute some of that heavier energy. So this is a really beautiful way twin flames work together with one another, because you generally have one twin focusing more so on the higher, finer vibrations and energies, and the other twin focusing more so on the dense, slow-moving energies. But I'm saying all of this because I feel a Divine Feminine who, again, is focused on that faster moving energy, feeling a bit impatient with her own process of breaking free. I feel like someone will just know instantly how that connects with you. I know that sounds very abstract. I heard you don't break the chains all at once, especially the very ancient chains wrapped around you, Divine Feminine, or that have been wrapped around you. Look back and see just how far you've come. Look at generations before you and see how many paradigms you've broken out of compared to those generations. You are the generational curse breaker of your family's line. With this root chakra in the reverse position, it's ironic because even though I feel this Divine Feminine getting impatient at times with the process of her own breaking free or the process of the unfolding of this connection, at the same time, I am sensing this inner insecurity or instability that comes from shaken or disturbed root chakra energy. What I mean by disturbed isn't something negative, but somehow interrupted. It's like, I feel this could have something to do with a major life change that's happened recently for this Divine Feminine. This could be a move. I heard could be a pregnancy, could be a divorce, a separation, a passing of a loved one. I feel like there was something for this Divine Feminine in the last year to 18 months that caused this disturbance, this interruption in her sense of security or stability in her life or her reality. I heard, let the dust settle. Let the healing unfold gradually. Don't expect yourself to be fully healed all at once. The name Peter came out, and also the words child and older. What is going on with this Divine Feminine's wounded root chakra energy? What is coming up here for her? Worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome, so there definitely could be some anxiety about something here. What is this Divine Feminine worried about? Wedding. This situation involves a marriage. Interesting. So it could be that there's a Divine Masculine who is married or committed to someone else, or who was. This wedding card could also indicate a Divine Feminine within herself, longing for this deepening of romantic commitment from the Divine Masculine in the form of some kind of labeling of their connection in the physical, whether this literally is getting married, like with this wedding card, or whether this wedding card is just symbolic of that greater commitment in the physical she could be longing for. I also heard time limitation. So I do feel, and this is not a new message, this comes up over and over, but I do feel a Divine Feminine at times becoming impatient with the timeline. It could be that she finds herself worrying, feeling like I should have been at this stage by now, whatever you want to fill in that blank with, whether it's having already been married, being remarried, having kids, whatever the case is, this will be really different for everyone. And I feel this worry directly connected with the root chakra energy. It's part of what's being healed right now. I heard you're being faced with situations at times that worry you in order to teach you how to fully stabilize within yourself. I heard unexpected situations, so at times this Divine Feminine recently in the last month or so could have felt like certain things were just going awry or going wrong or not working out right at times for her. This won't be for everyone, but if this has been happening to you, know that nothing is going wrong here. This is really just a natural process of you learning to find stability within yourself through these situations that cause external chaos at times. It's almost like these situations of uncertainty or chaos in the external are actually teaching you how to fully reconnect with your inner stability. So I am going to get just one love message from the Divine Masculine. I don't have much of a voice left in me, so I do want to save some of it for the extended reading for our Patreon community. So as always, the link to that beautiful soul tribe we're creating on Patreon is in the pinned comment and description box. So what is one message from the Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine? And of course, in the extended, we will be channeling much more in-depth higher self messages and love messages from both the feminine and the masculine to one another. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. I kind of hear this masculine simply saying, Divine Feminine, everything is going to work out all right. And again, this is all coming from a higher self level, so he may or may not be fully conscious of this. What else would this Divine Masculine like to say? A time to give rather than take. I almost hear this masculine saying, this is my time to give to you. This is my time, Divine Feminine, for you to be the effortless receiver within this connection that you were born to be. I'm hearing him say on a higher self level, let me give to you, Divine Feminine, by releasing your need to push or to chase or to force anything about this connection. Allow me to give, allow me to step forward. By stepping into your own power, by giving me the space to heal, and from that healed space to give to you, Divine Feminine, what you truly deserve. I feel like there could have been an imbalance in the past between the give and take of this connection I'm channeling here. What else does this Divine Masculine want to say to the Divine Feminine? We, the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. I'm going to read from the guidebook for this card. Birth is a portal that ushers in new life. And I also heard Spirit stepping in to say, and just like childbirth, this rebirth happening within your twin flame connection may at times feel painful, but you are bringing new life through the pain at times in the physical into this situation. If you're struggling in any way, you're being reassured that things will work out. I feel like that is truly the message here from this card. I also just want to pull one final card from the Rumi Oracle deck from this Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine. So what is one final love message here from the Divine Masculine? Sacred Phoenix Heart. It's also really interesting that a phoenix represents rebirth from the ashes. And I almost feel this Divine Masculine again saying, we are being reborn in this connection, renewed. There's like this reset happening on a larger scale within this connection. Potentially this is even intensifying through the 1221 portal. I'm going to read from the Rumi guidebook for this card as a final message. Under the cover of blood, love veils many rose gardens. In total faith, love tenderly guides every lover to the garden of the heart. Reason says, the world is limited in 6 directions. There is no way out. Love says, there is a way, and I have traveled it many times. And the guidebook also says, love guides us through travails that seem improbable, if not impossible. It does not shy away from any challenge, from any cause. It cannot. It is just love's way. Love says to us there is always another way. You are receiving this guidance now. So you are guided to accept the closed doors, the death, the pain, and to let it become tinder for your fire. Wow, really beautiful message. I really hope that reached whoever needed to hear it, or that anyone listening to this reading received some message from it. Again, I do apologize. I know my voice is not at 100%, so if that bothers you, I'm sure in a few weeks my voice will be fully strong again, so you can come back at that time. For those of you who would like to continue on with me to the extended, that is linked in the pinned comment and description box under this video. Also, I will leave a link there to my subliminal site, soundandsoulful.com, as well as some recommended subliminals for those of you who are resonating with this reading, such as my Twin Flame 7 Chakra Clearing, my Twin Flame Surrender Subliminal, and my Root Chakra Activation. You can even make a playlist out of these different subliminals to listen to throughout the day or overnight while you sleep. So thank you so much again. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your winter solstice. Thank you to each of you who is here, who is a powerful part of this beautiful community here on YouTube. Have a wonderful rest of your night.